utility at the end of the trail. I'm an IT person. Many of you are very familiar with this, especially when I was in Shell or even before that. So this is my son. I took it when he was like 16. And then this is the book I wrote. This is about the biggest disability is when there is missing sense of meaning in life. Because meaning is what brings us today. Meaning is what keeps us moving. So, good morning everyone. Assalamualaikum. A bit long story before I introduce myself. So I'm just an ordinary human being because just like why I'm saying that I'm an ordinary human being because I'm vulnerable. Just like all of you. I'm an IT professional, so be careful what you share. I can be even understand some of the technical details. A father like many of you, an agile coach like some of you. It's very difficult for me to speak here because I don't know whether I want to be a patient story or I want to bring in agility conversation. Why I put up biker? Because in order to be able to sustain, you need to find a passion. People say that Herley is a very strange name for a Malay. Sounds like something cruising on the highway. Harley Davidson. So we need to find something to keep your sanity because 18 years and many other things that we go through in life. My story is just a story. The challenges that I face actually would be even worse in some of you. How many of you actually woke up today feeling great? And how many of you waking up today? Another working day. I'm sure. So in my case, I woke up this morning and my wife told me, she showed me this letter. I looked at it. It has my son's name. Today is supposed to be my day to go to hospital and collect the medicine. Dated today, 11th of May. This is the life that I have to go through for the last many years. I have to make sure that I don't miss the medication because my son is surviving not because of hamburgers or some kind of nice fast food that's completely dependent on medications. No problem. So, remember the story that I shared with you, right? On the third day. That was not the first time. In 2009, I went overseas to do my Hajj. When I came back, I received a call from my sister-in-law about you better come back home because your son is like, don't know what to do. Doctor gave up already, they are ready to let him go. I made the decision actually to rush home, not finishing what I had to do there. Came back and then went straight to the hospital and then spoke with the doctor, and the doctor said that we don't know what to do with your son because he had a back tube on his stomach. In 2019, back tube was not so popular. I made a decision to actually put him on back tube because he couldn't take food. Okay? But the decision to maintain the back tube actually on my own is actually a result of what I learned myself. In my book, I shared before, which is actually a doctor in my pocket. You know doctor? Many years ago, if you know doctor, you know your age. So I look at my device and then I learn about this, and then I put my son actually on some strange arrangement that doctor couldn't do it. But the thing is, we need to let him go. So I was called into a small counseling room, Mr. Ali, before we make a decision to have euthanasia, we want to consult with you. I said that it's not your role, it's not my role. Our role is to give the best. Can we give a big round of applause to all of you? You're giving the best to the people in my case. That was the situation that he was given a second chance of life. Can you imagine you wake up in the morning and giving humans another opportunity to continue living? Can you imagine that? It's not about the AWS, it's not about Azure, it's not about the coding or the AI or ChatGPT, it's about human. That's why it's beyond technology. And imagine the technology that you develop gives hope to a father who was told that there is slim chance for his son to survive. This is a photo taken in the University of Malaya. Okay? And very strange, my son actually survived again for the third time. Because remember I mentioned about the trip to New Zealand, he broke his leg and then we needed to put him on certain medication, but he couldn't take it, but finally he survived again. Just imagine all the tools, all the products that developed actually have an opportunity to give hope for a father like me and many of you as well. You know, I like to share this photo because in life you continue talking about something really sad. I don't want to turn the dancing just now into something else, like very scary or very sad. Look at the smile, especially on the left. He was 2 years old. He couldn't see me. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. He had literally zero future. Just imagine. This is the kind of thing that we develop every day in rods. He broke his leg on the right. The metal plate is still on his right bone. Every day when I visit him, I need to make sure that everything is fine. So I continue actually giving him baths and so on until today. Nobody else can do that because, in fact, I injured my back multiple rounds. But anyway, the back is supposed to be the backbone of the family. Let it be. Okay? And I come to a point of understanding what exactly is disability. You know, I have friends who keep secret of the challenges that they have just like me. But I go all out. I share to the world about my story because that is the only way my son can live a legacy. That's the only way. Because that's the only way I can demonstrate love. That's the motivation for you to come to our office and give a person like me a second chance of looking at the sun, or for myself, to have a second chance of life. I put on the door of my son, Ali Sugar, you know that? Ali Sugar means like this guy is like confirmed. You know Marampet? My son is 18 years old. At 18 years old, he can easily reach Marampet, riding motorcycle very fast, honking on others, asking his pocket back. But he is not able to do that. If I think that my son can't walk, my son can't talk, my son can't do anything, I'll be very sad. But I think I'm a really, really special human on earth that I have with me in my entire life. So when I have this type of individuals in my life, I don't, if you live a life with a completely mentally and physically disabled family member, do you choose to hide him in a dark secret room, or do you choose to recognize him as a blessing from heaven? It goes with faith as well, whatever faith that each of us has. Now, before we get into the next stage, I want to share a little bit. This is the journey that I've gone through. I can tell you that there are many more journeys. This is just a reflection of living with meaning, because my son is considered dead. You know, my son is the first patient in Malaysia to undergo stem cell transplantation for brain injury. The first patient was recorded